Alright guys, just about ready to close up for the night, but before I do, I wanted to show you a Vanagon I'm working on. This is a 1985 Vanagon Westfalia. Just got done doing fuel lines on it. Gonna get it in the paint booth now and buff it out. If you look over here on this side, I kind of polished on the paint just a little by hand. You can see how much better that looks. Thing's gonna polish out really nice. Pretty straight, pretty dry. I'll be doing a couple more videos on this shortly. But something I wanted to address real quick was, see these mirrors? This Floppy Vanagon Mirror Syndrome. This is pretty common. I mean, I've seen, there's a guy running around town here. I've seen he's actually got a hose around the base and a couple of hose clamps trying to keep his mirrors from flopping around. If you own a Vanagon, you know that this can be kind of a problem. You know, you'll have your mirror set where you want, and then a semi will go by, you know, you're driving down the interstate and your mirrors will just wrap in. So I'm just going to show you real quick. This is a pretty easy fix. I'm sure a lot of you know how to fix it, but for those of you who don't, because obviously there's at least a few people out there that aren't quite sure how to fix it, I'm going to show you real quick how to fix it. And basically for this, we're going to need a 10mm Phillips screwdriver, longer the better, and your favorite penetrating oil. Today we're using Gibbs, the preferred oil of the Fusca man himself. Okay, so let me get this camera set up and we'll do this real quick. Alright, first things first, you just take your Phillips, run these two screws out. Be careful not to slip off and gouge your paint. Set these screws off to the side. There's a rubber gasket that looks like it's staying on the vehicle, so I'm just going to leave it right there. Now inside here, this one's actually oiled up pretty good. Sometimes I just did my synchro a couple weeks ago, and this 10mm inside here was kind of rusty. So I'm still going to take just a little bit of Gibbs, put on there, just kind of lube that up a little. Take our 10mm. We're just going to crank that down. There's actually a spring inside there on the other side of that washer. I mean, you can crank it down as tight as you want it. I like mine pretty tight. That might be just a tad too tight. I don't like my mirrors moving around. It drives me crazy. And you really can't tell until you get it back on the van just how tight you have it. So then we're just going to go right back on with the Phillips. Start them by hand first, of course, so you don't cross thread them. Snug those down nice. And now that mirror is move this off here. That mirror is quite a bit more sturdy. Now you do want some give. I mean, you don't want to tighten this thing down so tight that it doesn't move. I mean, this is designed, you know, say you're on a back road or something, you get a tree branch against it, you do want it to be able to move, but I mean, feel free to tighten that down pretty snug, and this will basically keep those mirrors from moving on you, and you can get rid of your floppy Vanagon mirror syndrome. Anyways, just a quick tip, guys, real easy to do. Sometimes this 10mm up in there, if it gets too rusty, too corroded, and you can't move it, you know, obviously you have to pick up a new set of mirrors, and these mirrors are actually relatively inexpensive new. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you later.